Chapter 6. Beelzebub. Nergal was trespassing into heavenly territory, sire. Lucas, a duke and demonic lawyer for hell, drops down into his chair behind his desk. That's not easily defensible. Hell's lawyer holds Beelzebub with stern eyes. The treaties are very clear on that matter, Your Highness. He is polite, but to the point. Probably why he's a duke and fifth in line for the throne. What is Nergal's relationship to the hybrid Quilla? Do we know? Beelzebub takes a seat across from Lucas's desk and leans back, putting both boots up on the desk's edge. Beelzebub notes how Lucas says nothing, but doesn't look pleased. I do believe Nergal is her father. Lucas spins his chair around, turning to another row of files, and opens a drawer. Yes, born to a human woman and Nergal in the late 17th century. She's practically a baby. He smiles, turning the file around. Nergal did fill out the paperwork and notified us of her birth at the time. He nods. I must have been the one to file it away. That's my signature. He smacks the paper, setting it on the table. Hybrids are not part of our territorial treaties, are they? Beelzebub asks. He does lift it up, scan the document, but sets it down. No, they are not mentioned, though after this we may need to enact some amendments to handle situations like these. A demon who fathered a human hybrid cannot simply walk into heavenly territories because their offspring are there. He gestures to the sheet. Heaven clearly agrees with that mentality. He shrugs. We should start thinking of an amendment to be passed that will satisfy both parties. He shrugs. Could have been the hybrid leader involved. The amendment to our treaties can wait. We have more important things to discuss at present. Quilla is Nergal's child. If he went to visit and walked into heavenly territories, he probably didn't even know, and if he did, I doubt he cared. Quilla most certainly didn't have an idea of which territories belonged to which sides. No, because hybrids were never part of the territorial negotiations. Lucas nods. Hence why we need an amendment. Beelzebub holds up a hand for him to let it go. We didn't consider this a possibility at all. No, we didn't, Your Highness. And then the angel Mathias attacked Nergal. Nergal simply fought back. Lucas stands up, coming around to lean on the desk. But it doesn't matter. Ignorance of territory isn't an excuse. He shrugs. There's a good chance heaven will destroy him for this. There is a good chance that they have enough evidence for that sort of conviction. Beelzebub has to consider all this. What about self-defense of his daughter? Could we argue that? That perhaps Mathias posed a threat to her? Perhaps, but I would need to speak with her first. Heaven would flat out deny that charge. Angels are supposed to be merciful. Lucas rolls his eyes as he grabs another file off his desk. We still need to find a judge both sides will agree on, and that seems like a fucking nightmare. Lucas shakes his head. Heaven won't accept a demon due to bias, and we won't accept an angel for the same reason. Beelzebub takes out his cigarette case and taps it on his hand. Who is left then? God, Lucas offers. Or a hybrid, he says. One that does not have our implicit biases. Like who? Beelzebub pulls the cigarette from the case and puts it between his lips before lighting it. Who would we get? It's not like death would do it. It is a mere moment before Beelzebub is on his feet. I bet he would do it. You can't be serious, sire, Lucas warns. Worth a shot, Beelzebub says, turning to the door. We need more information on this Quilla. Does she have other siblings or children? We need to make heaven have some sympathy, if not for Nergal, then for them. Lucas seems to get this point and makes a note. Let me know if you need anything, he says before darting out the door. His feet hit the ground, and he's down a hallway and running smack dab into Leviathan. Before he can right himself, he's looking up at his taller brother. "Beelzebub?" "Levi?" Beelzebub frowns. "I was just headed out to see Death. Do you mind if I join you?" "Not at all, but we'd better tell Modi she needs to take over the throne," Beelzebub says. "Come on, we can do that, and I can grab a lighter." Leviathan nods at him, falling into step as they continue down the hallway. "Of course. Do you have anything else planned for the rest of your day?" Beelzebub asks as they fall in step. I must go to Earth to see the tailor." "That's not a bad plan. If I send one of my suits with you, could you get her to mend a seam or two? My formal attire hasn't been worn or mended in years." "Of course." Leviathan smiles. "One would be glad to be of service. You're most busy. I'm thinking we're going to ask Death to be the judge for this trial." Leviathan stops and raises a brow. "Death? We need an impartial third party lacking bias," Beelzebub says, and holds out his arms. "Who better than the ultimate non-biased judge?" Leviathan thins his eyes. "And he will say yes." "I don't know, but it doesn't hurt to ask, does it?" Beelzebub beams up at him. "It's the only idea I've got, and I'm open to other suggestions if you have one." Leviathan puts his hat on his head. "I suppose it would not hurt to ask, but we'd best make haste." Leviathan checks his pocket watch before sliding it back into his pocket. "We will need to know if he will not, so that we may find an alternative." "Not sure there is one," Beelzebub sighs. "Let's get this over with." Beelzebub walks slowly and carefully to the door, adjusting his tie. "How do I look?" "Royal." That is all Leviathan says as he reaches and holds the door open for Beelzebub. "Go now." Beelzebub steps through the door and stops a moment to adjust to the strange lighting in this realm. Death's halls are a neutral gray, decorated with black and brown shrouded clothes that cover walls. "Have you been here before, Leviathan? I can't recall." "No, I have never been to the realms of Death." "Well, today is the day." Beelzebub remembers the route. Left, right, stop, sign the damn book, and come forward. He notes Michael has been here recently, but not since the information of the death of Mathias. Leviathan looks over. "A log." "He likes to have us sign it," Beelzebub says. "It's a condition of his counsel." Beelzebub signs it quickly and sets the pen back in the holder. Beelzebub gestures to Leviathan, who comes forward and makes his mark in the book. After he sets the pen back, Beelzebub pulls him along. "This way." He turns down another hallway towards the large doors that open before they near them. The Shroud of Death stands up out of his seat. "Children, excuse us." Two beings, one angel and one demon, turn to bow at Death, and then exit to either side of the room. "Who are your subordinates?" Leviathan asks. "A demon and an angel?" The Shroud motions to Beelzebub. "They sort the souls for each realm." He nods. "They belong to him and are effectively his heralds. It was an agreement with God before we were made that two would be given to him to serve." Beelzebub sighs. "The fewer of us who know that, brother, the better." Leviathan nods. "I shall keep thine secret." He bows his head. Death turns to Beelzebub. "Speak your desires." "An angel has been killed by one of our people," Beelzebub says softly. "Mathias, yes," he murmurs, looking at a book, one that floats in front of him. "Yes, his destruction is known." "We need a third party to oversee the trial," Beelzebub says calmly. "We have come to implore your aid." "Why do you wish this to be me?" Leviathan steps past where Beelzebub stands. "O powerful Death, thine opinion is well respected. and thou art well known for thine ability to not take sides. Thee, who are the true weigher of the soul. Death looks at Beelzebub. What he said. Beelzebub pulls a cigarette out, but doesn't light it. We need an unbiased third party. Has heaven agreed? Death asks softly. I'm sure they will. Beelzebub nods. I know you can communicate with Michael. I will consider your proposal. You will have my answer in 1 Earth hour. Death vanishes, and the two beings come back out of the doors and return to their work, ignoring the demons in the middle of the hole. Come on, Levi. That's the best we can do for now. Leviathan nods. Let us hope he decides in our great favor. Beelzebub lights the cigarette hanging from his lips with a nod. Let's get back, brother. We have much to prepare for. Aye, Leviathan nods. I need to leave for the tailor's. Get me the suit you wish altered. You got it. Beelzebub smacks his arm gently.